Hello everyone and welcome to the Critical Ops podcast here. I'm together with Mako.
Yes.
Hello Mako. It's time for an introduction.
Alright, so my name is Mako. I'm working at Critical Force. My official title is Esports and Community Coordinator, which really means that most of my work happens within the community and with esports related projects.
All right. So so a lot of people maybe think that Mako is doing like everything just as any other developer, but every developer has their own task in CFE. So in this case, Mako is doing all the tournament side, the esports side, the community side. So yeah, let's just go over a few things that I've actually asked from my own community. I've done this before on the community post. Big shout out to everyone who dropped one or a couple of questions. Now this one question goes and talks about the community tournament program, for example, the circuit that just started as well. Let's just read this out anyway. So the community tournament program is quite good. Circuit was brilliant, and the esports grow up in the game. So the question is though, in my and a lot of other players' opinion, tournaments need more money pricing for each region, because in a lot of situations it's not worthy to play about 2 months straight just to get about like $200. Some calculations have been made. So he's also wondering if CFE will gather sponsors or other influential brands to increase the prize pool, or I don't know, just doing anything about the prize pool, because it seems like tournaments are running great. I've also watched the circuit personally myself. I feel like it's a great tournament, and I don't know, I was just wondering what your perspective is on hosting tournaments right now, and if there are any future plans or maybe anything else going around with like sponsors, etc., or just things that might increase the effect of having more competitive players joining this the COPS side of things.
You have also been part of circuit as well.
Yeah, yeah, true.
So that's actually a huge question, and it's a really good question. But I do have to straighten the question up a bit. Mm-hmm. So community tournament organizer program, which is a monstrosity of a word itself, it does not have anything to do with Critical Ops circuit.
Oh, okay. So that's your first question answered. That's the first part.
Yeah, so those two things are like two different entities.
All right.
Circuit is a esports project that we started. We actually started to work on it a long time ago. Oh. Yeah, so it was hosted, if I remember correctly, it started on July.
In July, last year July, you guys started working.
No. The actual event started.
Okay, the event started in July, and when did you guys?
Yeah, last July.
When did you guys start making started the project as a whole?
I can't really say like a actual date,
no, not kind of the month.
But I can say that we started working on it a long time ago.
All right.
And it's one of those things that when we started working on it, we couldn't really tell anyone that, okay, we're working on this thing, because
that would ruin.
If we tell that to the public, then everyone's starting to like make rumors, and they're starting to discuss about it, like, oh, what is it going to be? What is it going to be?
Yeah.
Maybe they are going to put in $1 million, and then like,
oof,
then that puts a lot of pressure to us. Like, okay, well, we cannot put $1 million into a tournament. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Critical Ops Circuit and Tournament Organizer Program, those two things are two different entities, and they have nothing to do with each other. Mm-hmm. They are kind of similar. Both are tournaments, yes, but
Circuit is a whole. Circuit is like a tournament, but it's CFE hosted, something like that.
Yeah. Also, it's not CFE anymore, or it hasn't been CFE in a long time. It's just CFE.
I don't know. I like saying CFE. It sounds a bit better in my. I don't know. It's just my personal preference. But yeah, CF. But
no, Critical Force used to be Critical Force Entertainment back in the day, before I even joined. But the name is later changed to only Critical Force. So
I guess that's why I'm still used to saying CFE the whole time.
yeah, probably. But yeah, can you read out the question again? I got
yeah. So the first part was basically like the whole community tournament. I said, did I say organizer? I think that's a mistake on my part. So he said the community tournament program. So basically that, and he thought that maybe Circuit was a part of that, which I mean, understandable, kind of misconception there. But hey, Circuit was hosted by CF, by Critical Force. And you guys just took some people together and made a whole thing. So the second part was mainly about the prize pool itself. Now, of course, if you compare this company to like very big monstrosities PC or even mobile companies that are huge and have a huge player base and fan base, it is difficult to get like a big prize pool out of nowhere. But people were, he was mainly wondering if Critical Force could actually gather some sponsors, maybe even some more sponsors, to help out gather a bunch of money together and create like an even bigger prize pool. I don't know how that works. I don't know how all this stuff works. So I'm very, very curious about this last part of the question. So I don't know if you're.
Yeah. Well, it is really. Hypothetically, it is really difficult to gather sponsors for events when there's not a lot of history with such events.
I think we had Mobile Masters. Of course, we have Circuit right now. Or we had.
Yeah.
It's done now.
Yeah, but like, despite much of our users saying that we don't listen to the community and we don't know what happens in the community, we are very well aware that we did not have a lot of esports before Circuit. There was events back in
ESL
2018. But we are aware that there wasn't a lot of events in 2019 and the start of 2020. So we couldn't really make a huge event right at the bat because we did know that there are not a lot of esports teams or clans or organizations.
True.
So we wanted to start small and kind of give room for those teams to organize and get more organized. So that's why the first Circuit was on a bit of a smaller side.
Oh, now that you actually explain it this way, it starts to make a bit more sense. Because if you just drop all your budget or all your money into that one pool, and I mean, you're basically betting on more people to get here before, like, more people to start playing the game and make more revenue in return, so you can start creating bigger prize pools, which is a very high risk if you put like everything in it, right? Or am I getting it the wrong way? Or
yeah,
the wrong way? Oh crap!
No,
the right way. Kind of the right way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I do have to be still a bit
silent about it.
A bit careful.
Yeah, careful with the words. So
NDA. So I don't
mess up.
Reveal too much.
No. I can understand. So we're just gonna leave it with that. Or you just want to add another?
No.
Okay.
I did want to continue.
Okay.
So the person asked about sponsors and like what are we going to do in the future. And I remember that we did post information that there is going to be a season 2 with Circuit.
True.
At least season 2
Yeah.
with Circuit. We have not released the date of it yet, but you don't have to wait for a long time.
No, I don't think we'll have. I think like December. I think that's it, right? Around that time.
Well, that's your guess.
That's my guess. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be like a Christmas-ish style with like a bunch of, and they're gonna be like, I don't know, snowflakes point system. I'm just guessing stuff, and maybe like a I don't know. I'm getting too ahead of myself. I don't know.
This is the exact reason why we don't want to reveal stuff before it happens, because now everyone's gonna think that they're actually gonna have Christmas points.
No, I was just making up a bunch of, because that would actually be very cool to have like a Christmas-ish vibe. I don't know. I'm just creating a bunch of possibilities into my head, but not like a very specific one. Like if, for example, if you give us the exact date, everyone would be hyping up for that one date and just, expecting a lot more than maybe you guys put in there. And then you have disappointment, and then people start crying about it, and then a mess turns into a mess. So yeah,
I actually have a good example for this.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet some of you do know the upcoming game Cyberpunk 2077,
mm-hmm.
and the mess around the reveal date, or not reveal date, but the
content of it. The content.
What's the date when the game gets
Release
released?
date. Release date.
Yeah,
wow,
release date.
You just put both words into the same sentence. I realized you can combine them. Whoa.
Yeah. So we all know what has happened with that. They first meant to release it on April,
mm-hmm.
and the game is still not released.
Oh.
So they probably have a really good reason why it's not released, though. So I have nothing against them.
No.
And
probably did that because of the fact that people expected a lot more than there's available yet, and they're like, oh, let's just add this before we launch it, before they.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make the game perfect, and they want to deliver the right content that they have promised.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to delay the release date. So that's why we don't really want to like reveal too much information, so we actually
mm-hmm.
can get everything ready and set. So
yeah, no, that makes complete sense. That actually makes complete sense. And
yeah, but about the sponsors,
yeah.
Yes, of course, we are like constantly looking for sponsors. I think everyone
knows that
already knows.
Yeah,
that.
you guys got Geyser in there with a big one, and I think some other community tournaments also started, like with G.SKILL, for example. We've also seen mobile or Doctor Battles. I think there are a lot of sponsors. Even some clans started sponsoring tournaments. It's ridiculous. I don't know if you've seen the...
That's actually what we like to see. Mm. Like, we are working towards that, like, really sustainable esports scene.
Mm-hmm.
And we can already see that it is starting to grow.
Yeah,
and we are really happy to see that.
Definitely, I've seen a lot more tournaments in the past, this year than in a lot of years. So I do think there's definitely a leap forward in that direction. And I'm happy about that as well. So it's good to hear that you guys actively looking for sponsors. Good to hear that, of course, there's a season 2 coming. That's all you're gonna say, and we'll see what happens with that. So that's also interesting. There are a lot more features coming up. I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter as well from fellow developers, community developers that post stuff. So that's also interesting. Just keep, new stuff's coming every single month, and it's just awesome to watch. The game progress. Deliver more progression than it did before, like more like an exponential growth amount. Because at first, let's be honest, like the game itself, it was great, it's a good game. It's like one of those like good games, but you had events, you had a few tweaks here and there, but it wasn't like monstrosities, like insanely big. And now we're starting to see bigger bumps. The bumps were already good enough to keep the game, going. Keep people excited about skins, game modes, and now we're starting to see custom game modes per. For example, we have for the Halloween event, we had a specific. Now we have Nights of Horror 3. Then we have you guys keep using the same names and add more numbers to it and give it more content, and it's just fun to see that keep rolling the whole time. So
yeah. We're always exploring as Can I reference a community stream that we have yesterday?
Go ahead. Of course.
Yeah. So as in the last community stream, Zenklar, a fellow developer, he put it really well. That he said that we are all the time we're exploring new things and new possibilities with the game, and new events, everything. We're always exploring what else, how much different kind of content we can deliver for the players, and that's just on top of our minds all the time.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Even for some developers, even on their free time, and like the critical ops for many of us is a more like a passion project than a job. I mean, of course, it is a job for us. But
yeah, I mean, you have to sustain yourself. Of course, you have to sustain yourself, and you are sustaining yourself. But while you're sustaining yourself, you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it also, like, I have heard that for many other game companies, it is actually like only a workplace. But for many of us, this is also a passion. We really like to do what we do, and we really like to provide the content and the skins and esports events and all of that stuff. We like to do it. We like to give them to the players.
Mm-hmm. That's great to hear. Definitely a stronger motivation than, of course, at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, what are you doing in your life? Just to make it like turn it into a bigger aspect. Anyways, that was, I think we went over the whole question plus some extra stuff, so that was great. And of course, he dropped the last one with the extra credits and more ways to get credits. But I think we all understand that, at least from my perspective, I have a feeling that if you guys add mission credits back, it's just harder to make revenue off the game and just keep yourself, sustainable. So I don't think that's a great idea. I think it's still good to keep stuff. I think I've said this like sometime on Twitter as well. I don't think you're the person that decides what we get in the critical pass, right? I don't think that's your decision to make, right? I don't think so. No exactly.
It's
so
not my
I don't think I can discuss that with you. I mean, we can discuss it with each other, but we're not really going to come to a conclusion that fast. You can hop over and ask your fellow developer what's up in there, but apart from that, no, you're not getting anywhere. But
I mean, I can sort of answer to the mission credit part.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Go ahead then. Go ahead.
No, I don't think that we are gonna bring back mission credits, as we have already said like 100,000 times. But we are exploring ways for people to earn maybe more,
just like you did.
Rewards.
Exactly, you guys just did that right now, like with the update.
Not straightly maybe credits, but other in-game rewards,
like cases.
We are exploring those ways, and but after all, like I do want to remind everyone that this is still a business and it is a company with a lot of expenses. So we cannot just give away a lot of free stuff. So, for example, when people come to our Discord and ask for knives or cases, like, hey, can you give me cases? You're a dev. No, we cannot do that because it is still a company, and it's our way to make money and pay off our expenses. Like simply just running the game servers, it costs money. There are a lot of expenses that have to be taken in account
with. No, definitely, I 100% agree with your saying. Your same thing with the knife added to the pass. I think that was I'm gonna be honest here, very dumb decision. I don't know who makes the decisions there. I don't know, maybe they already realized that and they were like, okay, let's not do that again. Or maybe they're exploring new ways to give knives to people. But what my whole thing is with the knives, the credits, like, you need to earn it. Like, I think I've played like 2 years before I got my first knife, and I was so happy. And that feeling, that's awesome. But when you see a knife in the past, everyone's going to claim it. So the emotional value to that knife, you kind of lose that. Because I can remember the first time I got the remix, I was like, wow, this thing is amazing. And I started flexing with it the whole time. And same with the Balisong. I love that knife. And just if they ever, for example, add the Balisong, the tier-less Balisong to the pass, that would just drop all the value of it, like all the chances of, you have a chance of getting something like that. And if that just becomes like very, very likely out of nowhere, it's just the emotional value of it also just kind of drops if you kind of know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do understand, but as you said, that's not up to me.
Yeah, it's not up to you. Now, I was just wondering what your perspective was on that with the whole.
But yeah, I do know that we know what you're saying.
Okay.
Like the whole company.
Yes,
we
you know. Awesome. Yay. No, it's okay. I do understand that you can't just say something for NDA. Let's just keep it with that. Every single time we have a discussion, we come to a stop because you can't say what you want to say. We'll just say NDA. People will understand us. Those 3 letters. It's done. Anyways, going over to another question here. Tournament related, of course, something you can answer. So here's one thing that I also noticed. Why do content creators that don't have anything to do with critical ops get a chance to cast the higher tier tournaments? So, okay. I know Coolmark and Coolmark and Sapphire Sky. Those are great casters. They've played the game. They're known in the game by the community as well. So those are great casters. You have the Brazilian casters, I believe. What was their names again? I think it was Pelin and the guy that looked like Ibrahimovic. What was his name?
Nikamo?
Nikamo.
Something like that.
Nikamo. It was Nikamo. Those people are awesome. Even though I didn't understand what they said, I still love listening to them. Now, this is not personal hate. Okay, I'm not gonna go full on personal hate towards a caster. You know, everyone does what everyone is doing what they like to do. You know, I'm not stopping anyone. I'm just saying, like, I do understand where Mysteries is coming from here. Is Mysteries that I think I talked about him off camera to you earlier. So basically what he's trying to say is that the casters on the EU side, I think A-Master and Tasty Bacon, I didn't really know them first. I do know that A-Master has casted one tournament before on the Lock and Load esports tournament. I think you're aware of that tournament. The Lock and Load esports.
I can't say that I am, actually. I will have to take a look.
Okay, so basically he casted that tournament, and then the circuit, I don't know if you're the one who decides who becomes or casts for a tournament. I mean, especially for CF. I don't know if that's a thing that you take.
I may have been a part of it.
Okay, so you may have been a part of it, so you can kind of say what kind of say something. Okay, so basically A-Master and Tasty Bacon, I've looked at their socials and tried to find anything COPS related, but I don't see them playing COPS in like their free time, if you know what I'm saying. So they don't really have like overall map knowledge, like callouts, for example. They're starting to get it though. They're starting to get like they know B side, A side. That's simple. But I mean like specific callouts that you see a lot of casters using. So you could kind of tell as you're casting, as you're play by playing, as you're calling, you could kind of analyze what's going on and talk about a few things. What I've noticed is you guys put those two in the circuit, which is fine. They cast the way that they cast, they cast their own way. I personally like watching casters that have a little bit more energy, but hey, that's my personal preference. Who cares anyway? But do you have an idea of why that decision was made to bring casters from PUBG or other mobile games to COPS to cast COPS? Because I still don't really get that. I kind of confused.
So I can see that this is mainly about A-Master.
Question. Nothing personal, just objectively why. What
we know that A-Master has played Critical Ops a lot.
He did?
Yeah.
I didn't see any gameplay from him. Since when?
Or I can't really say a lot, but he has played Critical Ops. Like we know that for a fact.
Okay, so why is he not like getting the callouts, or is that because of not playing it too much, or?
Maybe that's just the way that he casts. I can't say for sure, but we have to like when we are looking for casters, we are looking for many more things than only the experience in the game.
Okay.
Like for example, I don't think we can get, for example, any underage casters to do that because it, well, legal issues.
Yeah, legal issues. NDA is like an 18 plus thing, or
yeah.
Oh, ouch.
So yeah, so and also A Master is like, he's a good caster. He's a really good caster. I did cast one the EU finals with him.
I watched that.
Yeah, and I really did enjoy casting with him, especially because I know that I have a lot of experience with Critical Ops. I have a lot of experience with another FPS title, which is on PC. Around 5,000 hours played.
Good job. Nice, Mako. Good job.
So, I believe that my like analytical take on the finals
definitely
was
good.
Something that I can provide, and I can provide it rather well. Only thing that is not really great is that I'm not a native speaker in English.
No,
which sometimes might like block some things that I want to say, but I just can't say because I don't know the words for them. But about A Master, he is a really great caster, and I believe that Wati knew him like previously.
So I saw A Master in this group where you guys were asking questions, and I just didn't know him before. Same goes with Tasty Bacon and some others, and that's why I was just curious, like, wow, where did these people come from? Same with Sapphire Sky, but that was my mistake. I guess I didn't really pay attention in 2018 or 2019, between those years, because apparently she was casting as well. I didn't know this. This was very dumb of me. I don't know how I missed it, but apparently she has casted before. So then I started to connect with her as well, but I didn't know those two individuals. So now now that I know that Wadi knew them before, it starts to make a bit more sense in my head. So yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah, and also as said, we also looked for like a lot more attributes than only the amount that they have played the game. So possibility for good cameras, possibility for good microphones, possibility to be available on those dates that we plan to cast, the quality of their casting, like of course we try to get our own influencers to be part, like Cool Mark, Pellin.
Yeah, those are great ones. I really enjoyed them, for real.
and you, of course.
Hey, hello. No, but I was 17, so not good.
But like, yeah, we try to get influencers, but even though like some influencers might have been a better choice, like their actual like in-game knowledge might be a bit better, but how is their casting? How are their own equipment?
The equipment, massive thing in the influencer whole section, because there's a lot of people that don't have external microphones, don't have webcams, don't have their own PC. You know, they just have their iPad and maybe some editing software on the iPad, which is fine for editing stuff. And of course, you have great editing software like LumaFusion, for example, or I don't know, if you want to use iMovie, it's fine, CuteCut Pro, stuff like that. But real equipment, as in like an actual microphone, an actual webcam, and some stuff that really like gives a professional feeling, a professional touch to the whole situation. You know, I've seen Kumark and Sapphire Sky, they both have very good microphones, good webcams. Same goes with the A Master, great microphone, great to listen to. Same with Tasty Bacon. Same with just any caster you guys chose out of that discussion. So.
In long story short, like there are much more things to think about than what you can actually see when watching the event. Also, my personal opinion about A Master is that his voice is just super wonderful.
You like his voice?
Yeah, I really like his voice.
Okay, no offense to A-Master again.
Amazing.
What I do think his voice is fine. I think his mic is great. I think everything is cool, but I don't like the fact that he doesn't put a lot of. He puts energy in his voice, but not the level I like to hear. You know, like loud, low. Like for example, you see one guy slowly moving. He just starts to drop his voice a bit, and then suddenly gets high when the action gets in there. You know, kind of amplifying your sound according to what's happening on the screen. Like if he would be able to do that, that would be kind of sick as well. I don't know how that's gonna sound though, because it really depends on your own personal casting style. If you don't like doing that, don't do it, of course. It's just more my personal preference on my end. I do like his voice. His voice is good. It's just that I kind of miss the energy part, which I see with a lot of casters, with some other casters, which is some awesome to listen to, of course. But it's like an extra touch I just like. I don't know. It's like the cherry on top.
Yeah, and as you said, it's more of a personal
casting.
Preference.
Yeah, personal preference thing. So don't really worry about it. It's not like a big deal. Like, oh, I'm not gonna watch this. This sucks. For example, no.
For me, I personally prefer him over the other casters because he's not as energetic.
You don't like energetic casters?
I do like energetic casters. Like, don't get me wrong, Cool Mark was amazing, but I personally prefer the more
calm,
more chill. Maybe it's because I'm Finnish. I don't know. Like,
nah, don't blame it on your nationality.
we Finnish people are really emotionless and monotone and everything. Like, maybe it's because of that, or maybe it's just my own preference.
You have no.
But I did really like A-Master's casting. He's calm. His voice. It's not like getting high, getting low, getting high, getting low, getting high, getting low. The volume stays rather same all the tournament. His casting is clear. You know what's happening. Yeah, maybe he gets some calls here and there wrong, but overall,
I mean, the thing is
really
he
good.
did have those issues in LLE. Then he started to learn a few call outs while he was casting. Because in LLE, he didn't know what, like, he didn't know like a single thing. It was like blindly going into a game. Like, that's how he was casting. He was good. He just didn't know what to talk about. And when he went to circuit, I did see some improvement in his overall knowledge, but it's not there yet. But it'll get there. Don't worry. He'll just need to like cast a bit more, play the game a bit more. I don't know. You have those map. I think you guys have maps with like people make like maps and names above it. Like you can search it up on Google, like Critical Ops map callouts. You get all the stuff. Even in some other Discord community servers, they share those callouts. So maybe that helps him out.
We have them on our website.
You have them on their website everywhere. They're everywhere.
Yep.
So but there's always room for improvement. No, nothing's perfect, but it's always good to talk about the improvement part and always criticize the parts where
and for the circuit season 1 we already have
enough criticism,
a huge list of improvements.
Yes, I can already. No, I can't say this, but while being an interviewer myself, I have seen some stuff go wrong in the end, which is maybe why I haven't been in the end, just I'm not going to talk about it, of course, but, I haven't been in the end because something happened. Something happened planning-wise, I think, but I don't think I can go over it, of course. It's
really classified information.
Classified.
Yes.
I was waiting for the NDA drop, but this one, I like this one better. This one's nice. Classified information. I actually have a personal question on my end. Now, I was curious about if you can sign an NDA, can your parents do it for you? Is that a thing? Or is that complicated? No, I'm not talking about NDA CFs, just NDAs in general.
Yeah, I understood the question. I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer. I have not practiced law, and also laws are different in different countries. So
oh wow, that's even.
I honestly have no idea.
Because if I can't sign it, than my mom can. Hey, big brain move right there. Maybe that's a possibility, not just for me, for others as well. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens in season 2. We'll see what happens.
Maybe, but that's still like a gray area, and we don't want to
do something that's illegal.
Gray areas.
You don't want to go illegal.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Like this, like that's something that we do not want to do.
You get sued out of nowhere. Well, oof. Like, because he was 17.
Not even because of that, but because it's just. It's just shady, and that's not how we do things.
Understand.
We do things transparently, and we want to be fair to everyone. So,
all right. So we just talked about the whole casting thing, the whole tournament thing. Let's head over to our last part of this, the last part of this podcast, where we're gonna talk about mainly like people hating on a few things. Now.
It's already the last part.
Yeah, we're already the last part. No.
Oh man, I was having so much fun.
Yeah. I mean, we had a good discussion. We had a good discussion about several topics. So, but anyways, let's just talk about the bad boy part, the bad poopy doopy part. So a lot of people, not a lot. Look, this again. I hate saying a lot of people. I should just say. Some individuals, I think that's a better way, because if you say a lot of people, then it sounds very big, you kind of give like a bad impression on. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is that there's some people, some individuals in the community that believe that we've seen this happen sometime with some content creators as well, that they just ditch out, and not just content creators, of course, players, because they think the game is quote unquote dead. Or because they think they're not adding enough updates. It's not enough. It's dead. It's not live. This is dead. That is dead. They're not listening. But I just wanted to know, like, before you even joined as a developer, what was your point of view, and did your point of view change when you became the developer, or? Like, throughout this whole debate process of we're going from like PC to mobile, from the whole FOV thing, which is one of the very few things I still hate to this day. No offense, it's just my personal thing. But the other things, I don't really hate that. I can, for example, the PC to mobile thing, like trying to keep the game mobile only. I can understand that. And then you have other things, they explain it very well. But there's just this one thing with the FOV I don't understand. But I'm just curious, before I start going over my own opinion and my own overall look on the whole situation and more situations, what was your take when you did your point of view change when you switched from being a player to being a developer?
So I was a Critical Ops player back in 2015 to 2017, I think.
Not sure, but we're gonna go around the corners there, yeah.
I was playing on the PC version, which was like COps was on PC back in the day.
Yeah, true.
But that was only a test version of Critical Ops.
Oh,
and
okay.
The PC version was just for testing purposes.
And why was it okay? So here's sorry if I'm cutting you. I don't like cutting people, but I'm just so curious and so into this discussion that I want to know a specific part of this question. So, or a specific part of this like whole topic with the PC mobile, blah blah blah. It has faded out. It has died out a bit, but there's still people complaining about it. So, why is it that you're not testing this out? Because right now we're using a Test Flight and other programs, or we have the Android side where you can just get it from Google Play Store. You have beta testing. That's how you do it right now. But what was the whole point behind doing it on PC? What made the PC side an interesting place to explore things?
I'm not sure, because I'm not like I don't write the code myself.
No, of course.
So I can't really answer like really definitive.
No, of course not.
Answer.
But more like your.
But I know that it's, or I don't know, my guess is that it was early years of Critical Ops, and for our developers who actually write the code, maybe it was more familiar scene of doing stuff, like doing stuff for PC. And maybe they knew how to do it, and then like along the years, when they get more and more familiar with the whole mobile side, it just is too much work to do the game for 2 different platforms.
So they use the PC side to give themselves an easier time adding the code, and then when they knew exactly what they wanted to do, they added to the mobile side. Like that. That's what you're guessing, of course. We're not going over we're not going over the facts, as I said before in the beginning, of course, and as Mako introduced himself, everyone. Mako is not a actual like code developer. He's more like a community developer for the tournaments, for the esports side, and just community overall. So we are trying to get, of course, we're trying to at least Mako's trying to answer some of these questions, but I left a lot of questions out because most of them were about the game itself, and for one of the questions was about the smoke and the translucency of the smoke. Now, if I answer that, if I try to answer to try to get an answer from you, Mako, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like about how the smoke works and stuff. I don't think we're gonna see.
I mean, I can say that we know, and we have explored stuff.
Yes, that's all you can say. See, that's the problem.
Maybe
later on.
That's what I can say. But
yeah, I know. Maybe later on we'll have a podcast with another developer to talk about like more the game itself and how it runs. Maybe that's an interesting thing we could do later on. But right now we're just gonna keep it with the community side. So. But a lot of people don't know, so they're probably gonna be like, "Wait, hold up, but why can't he?" Oh, yes, all right, now they got it. So basically, people watching right now finally have that feeling of like, "Oh, okay." Anyways, putting that aside, what were we even talking about? I think we were talking about the PC side. Yes, that's what we were talking about, and you were going over the fact that it was easier. It might, of course, you were guessing as a guess. You guessed that it's probably easier for them to implement it first on PC, export things. Then they kind of know how to work on mobile. They started to learn it, so now because they know what they need to do, it's easier for them. I don't know how coding works as well. I'm just guessing here as well, so keep that in mind.
Also, a reminder that I wasn't working at Critical Force when it was on PC. Mm-hmm. So that's a long gone history that I don't even know.
Yeah. So. All right. So that's also important fact. But anyways, going back to your point of view over the whole site, because we just talked about how that might have happened. We discussed that. How do you think? What was, of course, your point of view when you switched from a player to developer? I think you made a start about the whole PC thing. Did you play on PC? I think let's start with that. I think you started on PC, or did you ever play on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was introduced to Critical Ops back when it was on PC by my brother, and due to our history with another FPS title on PC, I'm not actually sure if I'm allowed to say the name. Probably. Well, yeah, we like.
If it's wrong, I'll cut it out. That's it.
No, I'll just keep it out.
Okay. Because I can
another FPS title. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about when I'm saying like this. But so with our history with that game, of course, I wanted to test out Critical Ops. Like, whoa, you can actually play this through Facebook. Like, whoa, holy.
And people started to get hype up for that, and then when you killed it, they didn't realize that it was like a test thing, and they were all just disappointed. But yeah.
Yeah, it was a test platform. Of course, I played a lot of Critical Ops back then. I played a ton of 2 versus 2 scrims actually.
Oh, those you had like, you don't have like 5v5s like normal today. You have 2v2s, 4v4s, 3v3s, 5v5, 6v6. It's ridiculous. You had a mess.
I think majority of scrims were 5 versus 5 back then.
True.
As well.
They still are till today.
But I just enjoyed myself the 2 versus 2 because then you only have one person that you can lean on, and you can really
get a better better communication.
Yeah, you can really get a really good understanding with one player.
Yeah,
and you can really perform really well with only one player.
I do agree on that.
Or with 2 players. Also, it's much more mind games, and your game sense is much more important than your aiming.
Agree on that as well. But yeah, but what happened when the PC part got removed? Were you understandable? Were you shocked at first? Later on, understandable, or are you still shocked? I don't think you're still shocked. I hope so. I hope you're not.
I think it was always said that the PC version will be closed at some point.
You're one of those guys that actually reads the articles. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Mako. We're one of the few, one of a kind.
If I remember correctly, it was said that this is not a permanent platform. And the PC platform is not a permanent. I do want to emphasize on that. So I think it was already announced before, and then it was announced again that okay, the PC version will shut down in 2017 after summer, or at the end of the summer, and it was told like well before it even happened. So at first, of course, I was a bit sad that okay, the game I have invested so much time into is going to be closed, and but then like
you switched to mobile.
I was talking to a couple of my friends, and they said that okay, well, how many players are there on PC? Well, not a lot.
No.
Okay, well, and then also I was in the Discord, Critical Ops Discord back in the day, and the discussions were that okay, well, this is a mobile game, and like the PC wasn't even supposed to be there at the beginning, and yeah, it was only a test platform. So
all right.
I would say that I was just unlucky to be introduced to the PC version.
Oh,
I do understand. I do understand why was it closed and why things happened the way they did, but it's all a buried topic, and after all, I'm happy. I'm happy with that.
I mean, the way you explained it, it started off so sad. I feel sad now.
No. There's no.
Like I am imagining you just sitting there with your friends. The PC version is about to go away. All the hours.
No.
No.
It's for the game itself. It's better to not have it, because of course it splits the player base.
Yeah, that kind of messes up the whole like idea of is it a mobile game, PC game? Like cross-platform is awesome. Cross-platform is awesome. Don't get me wrong, but this game is just not made for that. It's made, you can get like 500 frames per second on the PC. You already know like, oh, these files are not made to be played on such extremely overpowered systems for these games. They're made to be played on the mobile's end. So
yeah, and I think the biggest point in that is just that Critical Ops is a mobile game, and that's it. Like,
no, makes perfect sense. Now, just a few more things after this. I think we have the introduction of, what was it, after the whole PC discussion. I think we had another discussion, which was we had the FOV, which was just a bunch of people screaming at the same time, me screaming as well. I was screaming. I'm not even gonna try and lie about this. I was mad. When I saw the field of view, I was like, what is this? Why? I was so pissed. I was pissed for the rest of the day. So next day I started to try and understand it a bit more, but I gave it a shot and tried to get used to it. Till this day, I still haven't gotten used to it. I still hate it. Every single time I check a corner and I'm reloading my vector, I have to look down. So my crosshair is down. Then I can look forward and kind of see what's happening. And when there's a player there, I'm screwed.
Why are you checking corners when you're reloading?
Well, no, it's like quick peeking to give yourself like an
Yeah, I know.
And when you're,
I was joking.
Okay, no, I can understand. Why are you checking it? It's stop reloading. Well, vision is very important. You are under. I do get where you're coming from, but vision you shouldn't underestimate vision. Vision is very important. Otherwise, you have no idea what you're doing. So it's very annoying when like more pixels on your screen get covered with the gun, more than you like. Of course, if the gun's too small, it's also annoying because then you don't know what kind of gun you have in your hand. Because I need to have a gun that's big enough to have my peripheral vision on it. Like, okay, that's the gun I'm using now. But at the same time, I don't want it to block too much. And you know, for everyone, there's like this ideal size. Now, everyone got very used to how it is normally, of course, before they changed it. Now, what is your, because I think you joined in 2018, right? Before the whole field of view change? Way before the whole field of view change. Because that happened this year, I think.
I joined on
2018?
2019, early summer.
All right, around that time. So, what was your perspective as a developer on that? What do you, because I don't think that's your decision to make. Maybe you had an influence on it, but you can talk about it. But we can't say that it wasn't your part. It wasn't your job to, you know, deliver new stuff on that end.
That's not really up to me what gets added on the game. Of course, before things get added to the game, they do ask opinions for everyone, like, hey, what do you think of this? And before even that, we also like circle around the ideas, like, hey, would this be good and would that be good and blah blah blah. But as we have already said on our website,
I still disagree.
I believe the FOV was added because now it is the same for everyone, like on every device.
So that was like the main argument, and apart from that, there was no other argument?
I belive so.
Because
correct me if I'm
no. I think you're right. I think you're right because I read it twice.
Also, at the end of the article that we released, we say that depending on the feedback, of course, which we have already gotten a ton of.
Yeah, enough, way more. I don't think there's.
We might make changes to the FOV in the future.
Might.
Now I can't say if we are working on those, if we're not working on those, or.
But you can say say what has been said, and that's that there might.
I can say what has been said, and what's said on the website is that we do appreciate the feedback that we have gotten, and we do take the community's feedback and their opinions into consideration, and we do make changes. Like,
yes, okay. So the changes you guys made,
if we get enough feedback.
Yeah, because the changes you guys made definitely improved it. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's way more moving left, right, up, down. Like, way too. Because personally, this is just another personal thing I have with guns, holding guns in FPS shooter games. I like it when they're like static the whole time and they move like a little bit when you move to left and right. That's so satisfying. I love that. It's like you're a block just sliding over ice. It's so smooth. But that's another topic. Maybe it's like another idea, but I'll leave that out of the way. Let's just talk about the FOV mainly. So here's my take on it. I understand it, but I also don't understand it. So here's the thing. You guys are aware of people using mobile phones, of course, to play the game. Not only iPads, but mainly mobile phones. I think you guys are aware of that, correct? Yeah. All right. So due to this increase or this massive, massive amount of people that are actually playing on mobile, you guys were like, hey, let's try and make it a bit more fair on the other side, because people that have the iPad now, they have more screen real estate, 4x3. They have a little bit more vision. Let's change the field of view accordingly, of the field of view of the weapon, the view model of the weapon. Let's change that accordingly on both ends so that it's fair for both. Because there's a thing. If it's... So a lot of people said if it sucks, or like for them it sucks, okay? So the way that they said it, I quote, if it sucks for mobile, why don't they change it to the iPad version? Why don't they keep it with the iPad version? Now, here's my take on that as well, because basically, because the view model was fine, the problem was that it was way bigger on mobile, and you have to make it like fair, and you want to, you know, upscale it to the exact same amount. Now, you guys are doing that because of a hardware limitation, right? Correct? Or
I do not know.
No,
honestly,
okay.
I have not worked on the FOE.
Okay.
I
no, but I'm guessing.
Ideology.
I'm guessing that it's a hardware limitation due to the fact that the screen is bigger on the iPad. So why I understand, but I also don't understand, is because of the fact that because it's a hardware limitation, then you could say the same thing over the frame rate. You could give everyone the same frame rate. You could give everyone the same pixel density. So, oh, look, this phone is 720p. Let's turn all the pixel density on every single device to 720p, so everyone has the same fair experience. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Because, yes, it is always great to have fair gameplay between both ends, but the same thing with just, I think, any game overall. If you have a potato PC, you're not gonna have a great advantage against someone with. I mean, if you're better at the game, then it's different. But if you have the same skill, if both players have the same skill, or if you have the same player with the same skill, playing on a lower frame rate or a smaller screen or a bigger screen, or that will impact their performance because it's a different experience. So they have to adjust accordingly. They have to, and while they're playing, they get a certain amount of information where they can act based on that information, right? I think that's true. I'm guessing that's true. So if you're playing, for example, can I give other games an example, or is that also not?
Sure.
Oh, okay. So for example, another game I like to play on the PC, CS:GO. I know people that have such a bad laptop, they get horrible frame rates. So they they drop down their screen quality, or they drop down all of their when you drop down the view model. I don't know how it works, but on some, like for a friend of mine, it worked. He made the view model smaller, like he made the weapon smaller. I don't know how he did it, but he got a higher frame rate because he didn't need to like render as many like much pixels of the gun or something. I don't know, it's weird, but it worked, and he did that. So you have the option to do it in this game. And no one has ever talked in that game, at least as far as I know. I haven't really heard about a discussion around hardware limitation affecting people not liking the game anymore because they keep seeing people that have better PCs, for example, or bigger screens. They have 144 hertz, 240 hertz screens, or 40-inch monitors, crazy big monitors. So they have a lot more pixels, a lot more to look at in a small window, or like from a specific distance towards the in front of the monitor. So there's like all these like hardware things, and I just don't get why you guys don't like kept it the way it was, or just drop down the phone one a bit so it's fair that way, so you don't oh wait, then again, you're doing it for a hardware limitation. It's like a very difficult, it's very difficult to explain, but I think you get my point that I mean, you already said that's a fair point, but I think you kind of get what I'm trying to say. It's very hard to explain, but yeah. I think you get it, or am I saying something as in like a
I do understand what you mean, but I think the major issue with that was the fact that with monitors with different aspect ratios.
Okay, so it's
different.
Okay, so it's mainly the aspect ratio that affected the view model, and you guys changed it so that has the same real estate. So if somehow my aspect ratio on my iPad turned from 3x4 or 4x3 to 16:9, it would have the same length, depth, everything as what you would normally see on a phone screen.
I believe so.
Okay.
And I believe so that was also said in the article.
I read it twice, you know. I read it twice.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh yeah, they did talk about the aspect ratio.
I was part of writing it.
Oh, awesome. Good to hear. Are you allowed to say that, or?
No, I wasn't. My team was, but I wasn't.
Okay. No, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it still bugs me till this day. I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of it, but we'll see how we'll see how you guys move. I guess you guys move forward. The people that work on it move forward with the Fuma. I hope maybe in the future it will get better and maybe even better than what it was before. But for now,
I can say that we do hear you, and we do hear all the others that do not like it the way it is. But we do hear it, and we do hear the feedback, and we are like we do consider options how to make it the way that everyone is okay with it. We are trying to, like, we don't do changes out of despite.
No, I'm well aware of that.
I think that should be very clear to everyone. Like, we don't change things just to annoy people. We do the changes so the game would stay as competitive as possible, but at the same time
fair,
fun to play. And if we hear a lot of feedback that something is not working, something is not fun, something is not the way it's supposed to be, of course we work towards changing it the better, or to be better. I know that's a bit all around answer, but
yeah,
that's the best I can give.
That's the best you can give. NDA.
Yeah.
You know, I think the people that are listening so far, I think they kind of have an overall understanding of how it is, you know, to make these decisions. I mean, they kind of have like a better understanding of why these decisions have been made. Now, I myself have a better understanding of why you guys might change it, but it's just that small thing. But anyways, you guys hear us. You guys try to act accordingly, and we'll see. I guess we'll see how the people that work on it, of course, will. Damn, it's so hard to talk without having the permission to talk. It's so annoying. Oh man, stupid lawsuits. Oh man.
I mean, you can pretty much say anything.
No, I can't. I can't say anything. I don't think I don't know. It's like this little bit of responsibility I also have as an influencer, of course. I hate calling myself an influencer. I just like to call myself content creator. But if I call it, I don't know, man. It's influencer sounds kind of It sounds kind of like you're doing it for a business, while I'm just sitting here doing it for.
Well, it is social media influencer. You are influencing
people,
influencing the community, and
that is true. Yeah, okay.
You're hopefully making a difference.
I hope I am. We'll see how that goes. All right.
I mean, I could possibly call myself an influencer because I'm making a difference in the. But community.
Then everyone who has an impact on society is an influencer.
Exactly.
Then the word.
It's a weird word.
I think it's stupid. I think we should just call each other the way we normally call each other, not like. You know, they're like, you can look at influencers in a nice way. We also have these like influencers. I'm not gonna, I don't know if it's a good thing to say this, but you have these like 100% money influencers that just go around influence, but don't like do it because they like to influence, but because, you know, kind of, I don't know. The word is just so. All around,
yeah, it's
kind of, it has positive, it has like a negative side, it has like a, I don't know, like people that are young, that are like young people, like 9-year-olds, 8-year-olds are like, oh, I want to become an influencer, like,
Well, you can be an influencer.
Yes, of course you can.
Like multiple different ways.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. If you say it like that, then yes, it starts to make a bit more sense as a like. You.
I mean, technically, even
look, I said hi. I influenced him.
Scientists could be an influencer.
Yeah, of course they are.
Like a scientist who is working on a cure, he is kind of influencing on the whole society with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you look at influencer like a bigger way, it just gets, the word just becomes less like useful, because it's just everyone's influencing, unless you're living in a hole without like any detection of another organism. Oh, well, then you're influencing gravity on Earth because you are standing on it and you're adding to the mass, and it just gets worse. You're always influenced.
So everyone's an influencer.
Yay! Earth is an influencer now because it's influencing gravity. Oh, this is what I mean. Like, it's just a stupid word. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just feels a bit stupid. I mean, of course, the way you put it into a sentence impacts the word a lot. You can be a critical ops influencer. You can also be a Instagram influencer, where you.
I mean, yeah. I think usually what you mean by that is a social media influencer. So you're making a difference in social media with your work.
Yeah. I think that would make more sense. Wow. Okay, so we've been talking for more than an hour. That's crazy. I don't know. Did we break the record of my last guest? Let me see if I can find the video.
I hope so.
I hope so. You want to break records?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so the last one took 1 hour and 23 minutes. And due to me editing this, will probably be shorter. So if we want to break records, we have to probably at least talk for more than, like, I don't know, an hour and 30 minutes.
I mean, damn, let's go for 2 hours.
2 hours? Or I don't think that's possible. I'm trying to think of something to talk about, but I'm running out of options. This is all I've planned. But I think we should end it here. I think we should end it here, Mako. I'm sorry.
All
right. Well, hope you guys all enjoyed.
I mean, it's your podcast.
It's my podcast. Kumar said the same thing. Like, hey, it's your thing. Go ahead, do your thing. Like,
exactly.
I'm not here to decide. No,
exactly.
But it's always nice to hear, like, opinion on the other end, even though you're, like, the guest here. It's still great to, of course, hear your end. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just grateful to be here.
Yes, I'm grateful to be here as well, with all these amazing people. Kroll, one of my favorites, of course. All right, hope you guys all enjoyed the podcast here today with Mako. We talked about several topics. Sadly, we didn't break any records. Although I hope I hope Mako and maybe mostly Mako, of course, clear some stuff up. Maybe some things that were bugging around. Mainly for me with the PC version, of course, I didn't really know what happened. I do know that people were upset about it. Of course, I'm not upset because I got into the game via the mobile side, and but yeah, I didn't know that was actually a test way. I thought you guys were actually trying to make this cross-platform all the way, but I guess it was just a mobile game all along. No, it's good to see some answers coming up. So definitely, if you still have answers or questions around that, of course, there you go. They're answered now. Yay. Happy ending. And if they're not answered, then I guess we'll have to see if we can get another developer on another podcast someday, maybe.
I mean, I honestly didn't know that some people still had like unclearness about the PC version.
Well, I guess there you go. You learned something new today as well.
Yeah.
Yay.
I did.
Awesome, right? All right. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Thanks for being here, Mako. It was great talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, of course. And I'll be seeing you guys on another live stream or video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.